Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to this program. Love to have you around. Wholesome young men. We're on the journey, and we will and we will get there, whether the devil likes it or not. Because the world is waiting for you, actually. Don't despise little beginnings. You know, you see, the world has come to a point where it needs wholesomeness. And can you imagine you lighting that light of wholesomeness? I always say this to my staff. I say, look, if you catch a thief or an armed robber, and the armed robber is looking for a lawyer, it doesn't look for an armed robber like him to stand for him, yeah? He's looking for a good lawyer. Beautiful. So in the midst of everything we have, you will come to a point where people will be looking for you. Because your life will be different. Things will be different. So this morning we are talking about understanding wholesome leadership. But before we go into this, you see, sometimes we hear some cliches here and there. You know, people just read through stuff and come up with things. But this is not the usual thing. Wholesome leadership is not the usual leadership that you know. How did we come about this? Some years back, you know, of course, as an employer of labor, we employ people, you know. I was the boss who can hire and fire. But then a time came when the hiring and firing became much. Because I was looking for certain quality of people, but I couldn't get. So I just fire those that cannot work. I'm a driver. I drive people. I drive you to the wall. However you come out from that wall is your problem. But the truth is that by the time you come out from that wall, you are a different person. So I discovered that not everybody could stand that. You know? And then I began the value reorientation program, where we were going to, at about 41 secondary schools in Jos South, to Barikin Ladi, from school to school, 3 times a week. We will gather our things, myself and my staff and my manager, you know. First of all, we started with the principal's conference. Because I'm like, these people are passing out from schools, yet we are not getting what we want. So what is the issue? So we invited the principals of the schools. Then we had the principals forum here. After we finished with the principals forum, I got to understand where some of the problems were coming from. Then we had the teachers forum. From those schools, we had the teachers forum here. Then after the teachers forum, I understood more. Then I now sent a letter out to all those schools and said, we are coming to do value reorientation program. I knew where some of the problems were coming from. So we began the value reorientation program. From one school to the other, down to the villages. Then after that, of course, you know, invited some of the young people here. Some of them have never left their interior villages, you know. Invited them here, they come in here, they go to the garden, they do picnic and stuff like that, some of them, some of the schools. So, from all of that, I began to understand the reason why our children behave the way they do. If they had direction, their lives would be different. I began to understand that, in fact, after the value reorientation program, you know, some schools began to invite us for PTA, you know, and this PTA was when I started relating with the parents. And I must tell you this. In fact, that broke my heart for that. Because I got to a place where I understood that even parents don't know what it is to be parents anymore from my interaction with them. And I said, no. Something has to change. Where parents don't know what it is to be parents, how do we turn out young people into the society that actually will benefit themselves and the society? So, this is where the Wholesome Leadership Project started. After the PTA meeting, of course, I was to go back again to those schools, but then, the crisis became too much within the interiors. That was when we stopped going to those villages, And then, of course, we did quite a lot of things, for them that time. Open debating club in some of the schools. What do you call it now? Art competition and so on. So we did a few of that for a few of the schools around. So now, after a while, God began to minister to me that we shouldn't stop there. Looking around the society, whether we like it or not, we are from Africa. And as far as I'm concerned, they say when you make a woman, educate a woman, you educate everybody. But the point is this. The man, as far as we are concerned, is the head of the home. If the man is right, the woman will be right, the home will be right. So we took, and people were talking about the female child. I said, yes, it's good for us to educate the female child. But what about the man this female is going to marry tomorrow? What about the man that will become the father tomorrow? What happens to him if we neglect him? That was how we started with dealing, with taking in young men. Of course, we've had, I've had questions here and there. Oh, women want to come. Oh, what about the ladies and so on? The ladies will come. But we want to deal with the foundation. And the foundation are these young people sitting here today. Because the truth is this. If you, for example, or let me ask you this question. Will a wholesome man beat his wife? No. Will a wholesome man decide not to train his female children? No. Will a wholesome man rape a woman? No. So when you make the man wholesome, you make every other thing wholesome. And so, this morning, we are going to understand what wholesome leadership is. Here we said it's a deliberate and conscious, selfless act of guiding people into noble living. Let me stop here. What is nobility? How do you become a noble person in the heart? Sometimes when we talk about nobility and so on, maybe you'll be thinking, oh, noble people are maybe those who are born in the palace, or the ones they call His Excellencies, and so on. Nobility is not a title. It is an attitude. It is a way of life. How do you know that it is an attitude and a way of life? Just some few months ago, which resurfaced just this week. They said Prince Andrew, you've heard that story, it's been on the news. Prince Andrew was also in the Epstein file, who were molesting young girls. This is Prince Andrew from one of the biggest royal families in the world, Buckingham Palace. You would think that this man is a noble man, isn't it? You would think that he will not, whichever woman he wants in his life, he will get, isn't it? So how did a man like that succumb to that lowliness of act? did he get there? Do you understand what I mean? So, you can be His Excellency and be His Excellency in thieving, in stealing. You can be His Excellency and be an armed robber. Isn't it? So, when we talk about nobility and values, it's not just a title. It is in the character. It is in who you are. So, it is anchored in the God of creation. Across what? All areas of life. All areas of our lives. Not just in one sector. Not just in our business areas. From our home to our businesses. It is the unseen foundation of what? Of existence. It is the unseen training. It is the unseen foundation that actually carries all our existence. Take a look at this building we are. You see this building? It has a foundation, isn't it? Can you see the foundation? But you see the foundation is carrying the house. You can't see it. You can't see it. But you can see how big this building is. The foundation might not be as elaborate as this, but it carries the whole weight of this place. Let me ask you this. If this foundation that we are not seeing, if it is weak, what would have happened to this place? It will crush, it will collapse. So when your foundation becomes strong, which is your attitude, your character, no one can crush you. You can't crush, and you can't miss it. And it is this, by the grace of God, that we are trying to build. Next slide, please. The architecture of man. Spirit, soul, and body. Man is made up of spirit, soul, and body. Now, with this diagram that we have here, do we have the pointer? The other pointer? No. Can I have a pen or a marker or whatever? Now, you have the body. The body is big, isn't it? Thank you. Which one points? This or this? Okay, the up one. Thank you. This one. Okay. Okay. The middle one. Okay, I think my hand is touching, but thank you. All right. So you can see the body, yeah? The body is big. Can you see your own body? Just take a look at your body. You can see your body, yeah? Good. And then you can see the soul. Can you see your soul? Can anybody see their soul? And then you know that man has spirit, yeah? We have spirit, soul, and body. You see that when a man dies, they say the spirit has left. Isn't it? Okay. This one and this one you cannot see. But this is who you are. The physical, with the physical actions, you can feel when somebody touches you or when it's hot or cold. You can taste when you put something in your mouth. You can smell with your nose. You can hear with your ears. And you can see with your eyes. All these are physical aspects of our lives. Now, in the soul, I said, the soul is unseen, but potent. Very, very potent. The soul consists of your mind, your emotion, your will, your conscience. And this is where the battle of life. This is where, look, all the problems you've had in life, this is where it is. It's in this space. called the soul. And then you have the spirit. The spirit is also unseen. The spirit is more potent. The spirit could be light or darkened understanding. And it has the capacity to do what? To transmit life or death. These two things that we cannot see, just like the foundation that we cannot see, are actually who we are. They are the things that carry us in life. Without it, we are gone. So now, good. The mind houses the mentality, the intellect. And that does what? That depends on what you feed it. No, can you go back there, please? On what you feed it with. Now we have the emotion. The emotion responds to life. How you respond to life. Your will is the power to choose. The capacity to change your life depends on this one, called the will. The will to do and the will not to do. Now, you have the conscience. That's the internal judge. You know, the one that restrains you or releases you to do whatever you want. So now, next please. The circle of life. Sorry, can you go back to that mind again? Let me just broaden some few things. You see, the soul, can you go back to the soul? Good. The soul consists of all of these. I told you it's the powerhouse. Yeah. Move. The soul has all of these. Your mentality, how you think, the way you think, you know, the way you reason. If I say to this young man now, don't be stupid, he could look at me and say, why is Madam calling me stupid? What have I done again this morning? But I didn't say you are stupid. I just said, don't be stupid. If you do something and you are not doing it right, and I'm like, are you okay? Some people will get angry. Why is he saying, am I okay? Do I look mad? You get angry. What is your mind interpreting to you? What is it telling you? Between your mentality, your intellect, and so on. What is it speaking to you? And I said here, it depends on what you feed it with. What do you feed this with? To be able to create the kind of mindset that you have. What is that thing that you feed your mind with? For you to be able to think the way you think, to reason the way you do. Why am I reasoning like this? Why is it that, whenever I want to do something, I don't get it right? Why? It is this, what you feed it with. Because whatever you feed your mind with is what your mind will produce. Isn't it? Yes. You can't sow a corn and reap banana. No. Whatever you feed your mind with is what you get. Then your emotions. How do you respond to the things that you respond to? What makes you angry? What makes you happy? What makes you agitated when somebody speaks to you? You have done something wrong and somebody is scolding you. Look, this thing you have done is not right, and then suddenly you get angry. Why is she talking to me like that? Why is he talking to me like that? Instead of looking at that thing and say, oh, I did wrong, Thank you very much for correcting me. Instead of that, you get angry. You say, why are they talking to me like that? Your emotion. And our emotions are conditioned from our upbringing. We'll get there. Now, the will, the power to choose, the capacity to change your life. Very powerful. The power to say, no, I am not going to do this. It's wrong. It's not an easy thing. The power to say, yes, I have a destiny, I must pursue it, no matter the circumstance. It is the will. And I tell you, we are so blessed for that will that God has given us. God knew that there would be temptation. When Adam fell, he gave him the power, the willpower, to choose not to eat the fruit or to eat the fruit, right or wrong. You also have that power to choose what is right and what is wrong. And whatever you choose consistently will begin to form who you are. If you consistently choose the wrong thing, that is how your life will begin to move towards the wrong direction. And then, after a while, you sit back. Because whether you like it or not, when you move towards the wrong direction, will good things happen? Please, can we engage? Will good things happen? When you move towards the wrong direction, will good things happen to you? It's impossible. And then you know what? Every day of your life, you are adding 1 day older. Today you are 1 day older. Right or wrong? Right. Tomorrow you will enter another 1 day older. You think you are young. No, it's going. Next week you will enter another 1 day older. And then one day you will stand at the mirror and then you see those white things popping up. And then you pluck them out. The more you pluck them out, the more they come. And then you say, am I getting old? What is wrong? And do you know what? With those attitudes and action, as the white is coming, those actions are multiplying like concrete. That is why they call it mindset. Your mind is set like concrete. And that is the one that is very difficult to break. Once it's set, they are telling you that, look, this is fire. You are going to enter the fire. It doesn't matter. You know, you are shaking your head. You want to go there. And then you now enter the fire. You burn, the fire burns you and you come out. You say, God, I thought I prayed. You are not answering me. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. So can you imagine if consistently you choose those things that are right? Your mind will also be set on the things that are right. And when your mind is set on those things that are right, look, they will look for you. They will look for you. Because the totality of the universe will come together to say, we can't find anything wrong with him. Every day we are praying for blessings. How do you think it comes? You think it's magic? It's not magic. It's by who you are. Now, so we thank God for the willpower to choose and not, to choose and not to choose. And then we come to the conscience. The conscience is internal judge. When you want to do something wrong, your conscience begin to worry you, isn't it? You know that this is wrong. You're the judge, the ultimate judge within. You can't see it, but it is there. Don't do this. Don't do this. And strong-headedly, I will go. Maybe you are used to alcohol, for example. And you have left a meeting like this. And then you are in your house. And that demon come knocking on the door of your ears. You've not had a cup today. You know, your life is not totally complete without it. You know, good things, they talk very sweetly, I tell you. You know, it keeps knocking on that door of the ear. And you are like, no, I am just coming from a meeting. I can't. It will leave you after a while if you come back. It doesn't give up. It comes again. You see the way you are. It's just because you have not had that one. Once you have it, you know, it will just make you high, and of course, everything will fall in place. You get up from where you are. You go and wear your trouser, and then put on your shirt. And you say, should I go or should I not? Should I go or should I not? Before you know it, you step out. God help you. Maybe at this point of looking at it and thinking, and you are fighting the battle that nobody can see, but only you can see. A friend knocks on your door. Say, oh boy, I get some change today, shall we? You know, shall we? And you are hesitating. It is like, God, what kind of temptation is this? Should I go or should I wait? What are you hesitating? You are not going to pay for it. I say I am the one going to pay for it. So what's your problem? And then the next thing, if care is not taken and the will is not there, what do? You just follow. But where, by the grace of God, as we are passing through this and you are understanding how things turn out in our lives, and you begin to apply this, and then you tell the friend, oh no, sorry, you know, I don't think I want to go that way again. First of all, he will shift back and look at you. Is this my friend okay? What do you mean you don't want to go? Because he's been going with you. But I tell you, once you are able to break this jinx once or twice, you will be saved. You will not only be saved, even that friend of yours, you will deliver him. You think about the money. Look, even if it is just, I don't know how much do they sell those drinks now? Even if it's just 100 naira or 200 naira, a bottle. Some of you have children, yeah? How many people have children here? Beautiful. Will you not buy one exercise book? It will. Will you not buy pencil? It will. And maybe your children are at home. Can you imagine if you spend that time with them doing their homework so that they can be better than you tomorrow? Can you just imagine it for once? Papa lawyer, Papa doctor, Papa engineer. Can you just imagine that for once? Next slide, please. Now, the circle of life, the journey of the wholesome leader. Next. Right, you can see this conventional leader, this, our new wholesome leader. This is what we are used to. This is the normal conventional leaders. You go for training, you go for whatever. Everything here is what they will teach you. And you will discover that this conventional leader is to train you to become a better worker, not a better person. You're trained to become a better worker, a working machine, not a better person. But we are saying no. Make the person wholesome, and this one will be taken care of. It's not that this is bad, though. But make this one wholesome. You don't need to strive for this. So, I came up with what I call, the circle of the wholesome leader. The first one, it starts with the essence of life. What is the essence of life? Why are you here? What does life mean to you? You get up in the morning, you eat, you go to work, you come back, you sleep. Is that all? You have children? Even goats have children too, isn't it? Oh, yes. And they train their children too. Go and watch Wild Geography. Animals train their children. And here we are, made in the image of the Almighty. And we don't know what it is to train our own children. You know the bird I like to watch a lot? The eagle. When the eagle wants to win their birds, you know, they fly to the highest of the mountain. And then they leave that little thing. It's crying. And just as it's about to land, they come, lift it up, teaching that bird how to fly. Teaching that bird how to fly. And what do we do with our own children? Do we understand? Can we get back to that? Do we understand the essence of life itself? Why are you here? What are you supposed to fulfill? Is this life for you? For you alone? Is your life for you alone? No. If your life is for you alone, you are the most miserable person on earth. I tell you. Our lives, they are not just for us alone. They are interconnected. So you must understand why you're here. What do you want? That brings us to what? To vision. What is the vision of this your essence of life? What do you want to achieve? What are you looking at? Achieving. Can you please go back? I don't want you to change it yet. Yes, you know. Then from the vision, you get to the purpose. From the purpose, what's your purpose? You get to process. From the process, you got to becoming, you know, who a wholesome leader is. Then you have integrity. You have excellence. You have good example. Somebody wants to emulate you. You can inspire people. You have empathy. You are fulfilled. That is your essence of life. So, next. Essence of life. Understanding the meaning of life. What does life, why does life matter? Why do you need to live? Without the essence of life, your direction cannot be clear. I said here, the essence of life. This is the foundational awareness of meaning, value, and why life itself matters. Until a person understands why life matters, the direction remains unclear. And every effort will not have depth. Once the essence of life is understood, it naturally gives birth to vision. When you understand why you are here, you want to know where you want to go to, isn't it? So it births vision. And vision is the ability to see. Next, please. Vision is the preferred future you want to see. What kind of future should exist? What do you want in life? What? At this juncture, can we do something? Can you just put your pens down? Just put your pens down. Can you just close your eyes for a few seconds, okay? Think, what do I want of my life? Just let me give you that time to just project into the future. What do I want of my life? What do I want my life to be like? How do I want my life to be? Do I want this suffering to go on? Or I want to be the end of suffering, not just in my life, but in my family? Do I want to become somebody that can be reckoned with in society, doing things right, not doing it the wrong way? What do you want to be? How do you want to see yourself? 5, 10 years' time. Five, 10 years' time. How do you want it to be? With your mind's eyes. Can you open your eyes, please? How many of you saw beautiful things that you want? How many of you? How many of you? May it be done to you according to your good heart desires. So, that is vision. Seeing. You already seen it. Even if it is not visible. It's like faith. Faith is a substance, isn't it? Of things not seen. You have not seen it. But the evidence of what? The evidence of what? Things hoped for. You've just seen in your vision now the things you hope for. It's not there. But I bet you, once you continue in this process, it will come. Oh, it will come. You know why I talk so passionately? Because I have traveled that road. I am not talking because I read somebody's book. I am talking passionately. Why am I saying this? Never you look down on yourself. Never. Because you are more than you think you are. I'm telling you. So, the next. Purpose. Your personal role in that vision that you have seen. That one you close your eyes. Your personal role in that vision. What am I here to do? That vision that you have seen is a part of what you are here to do. Vision without purpose, you set yourself in confusion. That's the truth. And purpose without vision is just abstract. And one day I will do this. And one day, God will bless me. And one day, God will bless me. Don't worry. You quarrel with anybody, you say, I don't blame you because I'm like this. You just wait. one day when God will bless me, God is sitting on his throne and saying, I have given you all the blessings that you need. Don't ask me for more blessings. That's the truth. But you are not saying it. So, purpose. Purpose, vision without purpose is confusion. Next, please. Process. This is where the work is. This is where the work is. Discipline, structure, learning, repetition, patience, no shortcuts. Discipline. How disciplined are you? If you propose in your heart that you want to wake up by 4 o'clock in the morning and the weather is cold, what do? You say, you set the alarm. The alarm rings by 4, and then here comes the Harmattan wind, and then, the sleep is so sweet. You say, alarm, stop disturbing me. You pull up your blanket, you cover, say, this cold is too much. Discipline. You have just aborted something. Discipline. You know what you're going to do? You're going to propose in your heart from today. Discipline. That whatever you set your mind to do, you will do. We will show you as time goes on how to. We will take you on that trip. Because sometimes it's easy to say than to do. Isn't it? It's easy. And we don't want to be like those preachers who preach to us and they don't do what they preach. No, we refuse it. I want you to preach and do what you preach. And you can. Look, it's just the little tiny weeny devil telling you, you can't. Don't worry now. Do it like, Discipline. Without discipline, you can't achieve anything in life. Without this first one, this one here, if you don't have this, you can't achieve anything in life. This is what people will use in recognizing you. Because without this, all these ones can't work. Self-discipline. And so for your homework in the self-discipline, what time do you wake up in the morning? Generally. I want a general answer. 6, 7? 6. Okay. A lot of people wake by 6, yeah? Good. Most of you are young men, isn't it? Good. So from today, set your phone alarm. Tell yourself, I'm going to wake by 4 o'clock in the morning. I won't die. Yeah? Do you promise to do that? Yes. You know one thing? You know one thing about life? You know, it's a choice, so life is a choice. We can't force you. We can't force you. You can decide to. You can decide to say, this woman doesn't know what he's saying. For me, wake up by 4 o'clock. I can't do. The moment you say you can't, you can't. No two ways about it. The moment, you see, you don't need to speak it with your mouth. The moment your mind says I can't, you can't. But the moment you decide that you can, come rain, come shine, that is discipline. Discipline will take you to wherever you want to. And then maybe you ask yourself, if I wake up by 4 o'clock, what will I be doing? If you have nothing to do, read a book. Read a book. In fact, we have a book, Abby. How many of you have heard of the Wholesome, what do they call it now? The Dancing Butterfly. We have a book. We are not advertising our book. People are buying everywhere. And I tell you, we have developed a curriculum from that book. We are teaching universities from that book. So you must understand. Not only universities, I won't mention the next place. Buy a book. Go through it. Propose in your heart, I will read 1 chapter a day. By the end of the year, nobody will recognize you. I bet you nobody will recognize you. I will read a chapter, just 1 chapter a day. Between that hour of 4 until you now want to get ready for work. Read 1 chapter a day. There is another one we have. Integrity. Read books. It's books that has put me where I am today. Not magic. No, books. Read books. So, discipline is very important. The process, we will come to this. No, hold on. We will come to this process. We are going to teach this on its own so that you can understand the process of becoming. It's important. Without you understanding the process of becoming, you can't become. It will just be vague in your eyes. So we are going to teach this. Learning, structure, learning, repetition, patience, which a lot of people don't have. But you will develop patience. Because without patience, you can't achieve also. Without patience, you can't achieve. Patience is very, very vital. They say we live in the Gen Z time. You want it now, 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 now. There is no now, 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 now. And I even hear that there is a church they call Church of Now, Now. Is it true? Yes. Huh? God of Now, Now. No. No, it's not God of Now, Now. God is not God of Now, Now. God is a God of time, patience. So don't be deceived. These are the kind of things we see, we hear, and people want to queue in there. I want it now, now. You can't. Let me ask you this. I've said this over and over again. If you have a baby today, for those of you who have wives, and then, your wife gives birth to a baby today, you go and see the baby in the hospital. Tomorrow when you come, the baby jumps out of the bed. Daddy, daddy. He's talking, screaming, shouting, Daddy, welcome. There is teeth in the baby's in the baby's mouth. You are laughing, isn't it? That is what we want. Instant gratification. We want it to just happen. Let it just grow quick. We will say it's an abomination, isn't it? It's true. But this is what we want in our life. And if it's not happening now, we say, God is not there. No, God is there. So we are going to go through process. And you will understand that God is a God of process. And everything that God has created is to show us that He's a God of process. You put a corn on the ground today. It takes time, isn't it? and swallow them. This will just happen, that will just happen. But grace came so that we can move with grace and the process to be able to achieve what he wants us to achieve. So please, God is the God of process. Let us not forget that. Next. Becoming. From that. Becoming is where you begin to transform your identity as a person, your mindset, what you have set your mind on, your habit, your character. All of these is in becoming. And that becoming is a process. Like I said, we are going to deal with process, not this time, we have a day set for process. So, becoming is when you are beginning to transform, like you are here now. If your own is eating too much, you're overfeeding, you tell yourself, no. You know what my father used to tell us when we were growing up? In fact, in my home when we were growing up, the moment you leave primary school to secondary school, he cut your food by half. Oh yes, my father will cut your food by half. And then he will tell you that too much food spoils the brain. He will say too much food kills the brain. Of course, then as young people, we didn't understand what it meant. We thought that our father was just being mean. He was a farmer, so we had food in the house. So we're like, why will this man be punishing us? He will cut your food by half. But then, as I began to get older, I began to understand, gain experience. Look, people who eat too much, they don't think well. I'm telling you, they don't have space for thinking. The moment you are finishing lunch, breakfast, you are looking for something to put in your mouth. Your mouth is moving. As the mouth is moving, you are thinking about lunch. What is going to be ready for lunch, or what am I going to buy for lunch? And then lunch comes, you are eating lunch. And then in fact, as you are leaving that lunch place, it is like, what is in it for dinner now? And then in between that lunch and dinner, some granite is going. Popcorn is going. Ice cream is going. And as it's going, your money is going. And then you now get to dinner. You now eat dinner. You now sit down and balance. And eat, more than you think you need. In fact, to some people, even when they go to bed, they are thinking, what will breakfast be? So, with all of this, where is the space for critical thinking? No space. Food has taken the place. So you're not thinking anymore. And if you're the one that works, you want to go and work and get money. The moment you get the money, you are going to dash it out. To the mama put. Some, you will discover that, look, Satan can use food, though. Satan can use food to disillusion you. I tell you. They now give you the food, maybe it's your wife. You say, why did you give me only one meat today? Why is it not two? Who told you that you cannot eat without meat? Who told you cannot eat without meat? You can eat without meat, oh. That's the truth. So from today, it's not compulsory, but I will suggest, I'm a mommy. I'm not a teacher. I am a mommy. And I know you are all adults. But none of you is older than me. So I am your mommy. So today when you get home, if you are eating 2 pieces of meat, say to yourself, I'm going to eat only one. If If you are spending your money to buy 2, say I'm going to buy only 1. The balance of that little change, even if it is 50 naira, keep it. Just throw it somewhere. Begin to do that consistently. You know the reason why we don't, even when we earn money, we say we don't have money. Look, you spend it unnecessarily. You are the only one who keep yourself poor. Nobody keeps you poor. You keep yourself poor. Another thing you will understand is that money has sense. Oh, money has sense. If money comes to you by mistake, that it shouldn't even come, but it comes, give it 1 month. Maximum. It has fly away. It flies away. Money knows where to go to. He wants to go to a place where people can use it well. So if he comes to you and he knows that you will only use it to drink, or you will only use it to buy more food, it will keep you in perpetual poverty. That is money. It's a spirit. He knows where to go. So you need to be understanding is the reason why we are doing this. If your own is closed, that any cloth you see you must buy, close your eyes. Shut your eyes to it. Next, please. Integrity. This. Internal alignment. Your values, your words, your action. Integrity. Integrity. They are those things that you do when people don't see you. It's not when people are seeing you. Integrity, when practiced consistently, gives rise to excellence. Excellence is not perfection, but disciplined competence. It is the pursuit of high standard. Integrity. What integrity do you have? Can I trust you? When you say A, can your A be A? Can your no be no? Can your yes be yes? Look, let me tell you. Give all your money out. Buy integrity. Give all your money out. Buy integrity. And you will never lack in life. You know, sometimes we just think that, oh, you know, if I just behave like this, if I just do this, if I just do that, you know, I will get on. Let me tell you this. You can get on in life to a level, even without integrity. The choice is yours. You can get on in life without integrity to a level, but you will suffer it at the end. And you know, like I always say, when you are young like this, sometimes you don't understand certain things. Sometimes you think you know, but you really don't know. But do you know the worst place to suffer is when you are old? The worst time to suffer is when you are old. When you are old, you look left, you look right. There's nobody. Frustration comes in. Any little thing triggers you, you are angry. Not because of anything. Because, you know why they are angry at that point? They have seen their wasted life. And they know that time waits for nobody. You can't go back tomorrow and say, time, wait for me, let me go back to my tomorrow. It's not possible. And that is why you must build integrity no matter what it costs you. Let people know that your yes is your yes and your no is your no. You think it's going to hurt anybody? No. No. It's going to uplift you. You say, but people know me as a liar before. If people know you as a liar before, change. The only thing that does not change is change itself. Turn around. You are still young. There's nothing you set your mind to do now that you can't do. You're still young. Begin to practice. If there are friends that make you lie, you don't need them. Let me ask you one question. Because one thing I have gotten to see is young people, you like your group of friends, particularly men, young men. You like your group of friends. They energize you. But what you should ask yourself is this. When you get home, I want you to look at all your friends in your room. They are not there, but take a look at them in your mind's eyes. John is my friend. What does he add to my life? What do I add to his life? What value does he bring to me? James is my friend. What else, apart from going out to drink and talk about women? What else? Talk about women. What will that bring for me? Will it bring money to my hand? Will it bring value to my life? What will it bring to me? The other one is my friend. What is it? Analyze all of them one by one. Pick only that. Pick only that one that adds value to your life. The one that does not add value to your life, find a way of escaping that one. I beg you. Find a way of escaping it. If you escape him, will you stop eating? If you escape him, will your leg cut? What else? What is it? Emotion? Did you come to the world with him? Even if you came to the world together with him. Your destiny and your future is not his own. But if you are not wise enough and you leave your destiny in his hands, he will take you where he's going to that you do not know. And then suddenly, you are 30, you are 35, you are 40. Your life is just, you are looking around, nothing really, no meaning. And you become agitated and angry. Do you want to end up an angry old man? God forbid. That's not my prayer for you. So, integrity matters. It matters in our lives. I have seen personally how integrity has helped me. When I was growing up, and when I was doing, growing up in my business, I was still young. One thing my father taught us is this. I thank God for that man. He taught us to be bold, taught us to say the truth. You will say the truth. If you lie in my house, and Papa catch you, fire on the mountain. The flog you will get that day, he has 2 canes for us. So when one is bent, he picks the other one. That's how we were brought up. And I want you to bring up your children that way so that they will be a blessing to you. He will flog the hell out of us. So we learn to speak the truth. When I grew up and began to have friends, They didn't quite understand me. When you lie, I say, why are you lying? And I will just say it openly. And then they will get angry. Judith, why are you saying this? Then when we now go, he said, why did you say this in the presence of people? I said, but you didn't say the truth now. He said, but you shouldn't have told me there. But I've been taught to say it like that. It is when I now began to get older, I still say it, my friends know me. You are wearing cloth and your cloth is looking somehow. One is jumping off one. Come. Judith, why is your cloth looking somehow? This one is you don't have eyes? I'm still like that till tomorrow. But when it comes to certain things, I will call them to one side. I say, this, ABCD. It's not like that. Me, I don't like that. And then I will tell them, look, you know me. After saying it, if you don't want to greet me tomorrow, it's okay. I will go my way. But you discover that there are those who appreciate it. There are those who appreciate it. The eye sees not itself except by reflection. It's in my book. The eye sees not itself except by reflection. You can be doing something wrong without you knowing that you are doing something wrong until somebody calls your attention to it. So when you have people who call your attention to it, what do? You thank them. Thank you. You don't get angry. You thank them for seeing for you what you cannot see. It's the best way to live. So integrity is very, very important. Nothing has seen me to where I am today than integrity. Many years ago when I was in Kano, for some of you who know Kano, Central Market. Kano has big Central Market. That's where we used to go to buy things. So this very day I went to Kano. I went to the market to buy things. After buying things, I wanted to buy an electric kettle. My money got finished. But I didn't check my purse. So I entered this Alhaji's shop who sells kettles, pots, and so on. I picked up the kettle. We finished pricing. And then he told me what the price is. Then it was 2005. I brought out my bag, opened the zip, and lo and behold, there was no money inside the bag. So I said, Alhaji, keep it. I will come back and pick the kettle. And pick the kettle. So, Alhaji looked at me and said, Madam, take the kettle. When you come back to market, you will give me. And I'm like, did he hear me or he didn't hear me? I say, I didn't have money. He's not my customer. If it's my customer, I will say, yes, it's my customer. If it's my customer, I don't even need to say anything. He said, Madam, I hear you. I said, take the kettle. When you come back to market next time, you will give me. Who don't know you for this market? He said, who don't know you for this market? Take the kettle. When you come, you will give me my money. And I'm like, I took the kettle. My mind was now, walking. As I was going to my car, they were pushing, wheelbarrow of the things that I bought. My mind was like, who don't know you for this market? Who don't know me in a big central market like that? The moment I got to my office, I put my things down, took the man's money, entered my car, I ran to the market, I went to give him his money. He said, Madam, why you run to come give me money like that? I said, when you come next to market, you give me money. I gave him the money, and then I left. So, it means that people are watching me. People, when I come to the market, they are seeing. When I'm doing things, they are seeing. So, it means that even the soil I march on can testify that I have marched on it. I became more careful when I heard that statement. I became more careful in the things that I do, in the way that I do things. Who don't know me for this market? So ask yourself, who knows you that you think don't know you? What are those things that you do that you think people don't see? And then came the time that the construction of this building started. Our money got finished at a point, and we were looking for loan facility. I applied to one of the banks. You know, first of all, it was the first application was turned down. Then the second application came in. And then, you know, they took the paper, you know, they came here, checked our office at Liberty Dam Road, checked La Cuisine and so on. And then they said, you know, they were supposed to have a board meeting. You know? So within the board meeting, at about 400 and something people had applied all over Nigeria, you know, for loan within that period. So they were treating them. And then they brought out my file. They brought out every file. So out of the 400 and something, you know, we had about, was it four? Either four or five people that loans were approved for. 400 and something. That time. So my file was among. They said when they took my file and they were going through, one of the EDs, you know, looked, saw my name, saw where I had been in Kano, you know, and I'm here now. And then after that, he has said, they said, that is the statement, you know, that came to me. That after going through my file, they said, if it is that same woman in Kano, approve the loan. If it is that same woman in Kano, approve the loan. That was how our loan got approved. When the loan got approved, some friends were asking me, Judith, which long leg did you use? I said, it is God's long leg. God's leg can get anywhere, not my own. You know? And then after the loan was approved, a week after that, the regional manager from Abuja called me. He said, Madam, you didn't tell us who you are, you know? I said, who am I? He said, he said if it is that woman in Kano, they should just approve the loan. He said, well, you have come here, you have investigated me, you have done everything, you've seen who I am. Look, let me tell you, I am not a perfect human being. No, nobody's perfect. I am not a perfect human being. But what I ask God for every day of my life is to do right. That I will by mistake make mistake. I will not deliberately make mistake. I refuse to deliberately make mistake. But sometimes you can't tell. So by mistake, I will make mistake. Integrity. Integrity will give you what your father and mother cannot give you. By the time you have finished with this course we are going through, you will understand. Integrity will give you what your mother and father cannot give you. Within our first project, the project, the last people that passed out, a set of them said they went around looking for somebody who has integrity to probably be a part of their project. He said they went searching for, they couldn't get. After a while, they were directed to one person. To one person. Look, may you be that one person. May you be that one person. Now, next please. Excellence. Disciplined competence. That's what excellence is. High standard, reliability, mastery of what God has given you. Excellence. Excellence in the things that you do. Every area of your life, let it speak excellence. You know, my life is full of stories. So I will tell you another one. Never you take any shoddy job, and never you give any shoddy work of your hands out. You are created in the excellency of the Most High God. So everything you do, if you are a teacher, you teach with excellence. Whatever your hand finds to do, do it well. Excellence. You know, from the people who've been working with me, right from Kano to this place, my carpenter, my welder, you know, my printer, all of them from Kano. When I was in Kano, I had this welder. The same thing when I came here. Said, look, to work with me, it's not easy. It's possible because they saw it in you. I am talking the way I'm talking because I have lived it. So when people see those things in you, your influencers will not be all those people in social media. Some of those people that you call influencers, when you see their character, you will run. Because they pose with fine cars, some of the cars, it's not even for them, they borrow it. And then they come and pose and then look good and so on. You say, this one is my influencer. No. Let your influencer be only Christ, though. He is the perfect master. I tell you. All those people you call your influencer, oh, I want to be like this, I want to. Check who are they? Where are they coming from? What is their background? What is their character? Do they have what it takes to influence a child of God like you? Next, please. Empathy. Of course, empathy follows. Understanding before correcting. You lead with empathy. You know how to empathize. Empathy is not sympathy. You know how to help. When there is a need, you are not just saying, hey, yeah, sorry, hey, yeah, sorry. But you say, sorry, what can I do for you? How can I make it better? How can I make it wholesome? That's what empathy is. Next slide, please. Support. You build people. You build a system. You are serving beyond yourself. At this point, it's no longer you. It's no longer all about you. What they did to me, what they didn't do to me. They didn't give me enough. Me, I, me, and myself. You get past that. You become a support. Next. And then, of course, when all of that comes, what kind of human being will you be? You are going to be a human being that is fulfilled. You become a fulfilled human being. You align between meaning of life, contributing to life, impacting life. And this does what? It gives you satisfaction. Satisfaction is not just mere happiness and you are happy for one moment. No. It's joy. Joy overflowing. That's what it gives you. Next, please. So the circle becomes kind of complete. Can you take us back to that circle so they can see it? So, this is the circle we have just completed. This is the circle. From vision to purpose, to process, to becoming, to integrity, to excellence, to good example, to inspiration, to empathy, to fulfillment, back to reason. Why you live. The essence of life. Yeah, let's go back. Yes. Next. Wholesomeness, like we said, is holistic. Wholesome life is holistic. You cannot claim success while your home is in disorder. It's not possible. True leadership integrates what? Family, community, nation, your environment. So you see quite a lot of homes, broken homes with wealthy parents. Do you call that successful? No. No, not at all. I had a story, not a story, it's a true life story, and I know them. This person was so successful. You know, a lady, she was a go-getter. She had everything that she needs. But her sons, she didn't pay attention to her children. Her children became addicted with drinks, alcoholics. They graduated to drugs. They went to school. The servants were there to take care of them. Whether they pass or fail, mommy and daddy didn't bother. They were there to ensure that they buy their way through. They bought their way through schools, and they bought their way through the university. Drinking and doing the things they shouldn't do. The wake-up call came one day. They had cars, so they can just drive out the way they want. The wake-up call came one day when it was already late. The woman had an argument with the son. And then the son picked up a knife. Want to kill the mother. Of course, under the influence of, you don't do that thing without being under an influence. Chased the mother around. The mother ran into the room and then shut the door and began to call, relations. They came, quieting the situation. They had to move the young man for rehabilitation in the UK. The second one is there. They can't get a job. Not because they can't get a job. They are used to getting plenty money from mommy and daddy. So every other job is chicken change for them. So they are at home most of the time with social media and television. Meanwhile, the parents have built gigantic businesses. 2 sons, including the daughter. Nothing to write home about. Sometimes I sit back and I wonder, at the end of time, when God calls her, what will be of those businesses that she has built? Till today, the young men have still not gotten themselves. They are still in drugs. They are just managing them. You spent all your life chasing money. You forgot the most important thing in your life. Now you have built the world. And I tell you, from experience, I have seen it also. Maximum 1 year after God calls that family, those things will be sold out one by one. And they will return back to square one. Why? Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do. This important aspect. Family is the foundation of our lives. When you go to leadership schools, they hardly teach that. Family is the foundation of our lives. Your life is not just for yourself. Those little ones How do you take care of them? How do you nurture them? I hear people, including some of my friends, say, no, I don't want my children to suffer. I say, no problem. What you don't want them to suffer now, tomorrow they will suffer it. And I have seen it with my 2 eyes. I have seen it with my 2 eyes. The flog, you should flog that child now. You are not flogging that child. Tomorrow that child will flog you. No 2 ways. Tomorrow that child will flog you. Maybe you haven't seen. I have seen young people ready to fight their parents. It happens in society. They are ready to box their parents. The child you carried wants to fight you because you didn't do the things you were supposed to do. This is where it becomes important. So you cannot say, oh, I have money, so I'm successful. Who defines money as success? Who has the right to define money as success? Nobody. Nobody has the right to define money as success. I'm not saying money is bad. I'm not saying we shouldn't make money. But if only having money makes you successful, you are the most miserable person on earth. Because the moment that money goes, you are gone. You turn back the children that you should raise with joy and happiness. It's not there. This is very vital. I am very passionate about this. Very, very passionate about family. It is the reason why we are doing wholesome leadership. That is why we do wholesome leadership. I saw young people working here, and you employ them, and you begin to teach them what they would have been taught from their homes. Because the homes were not there. We were sending them away. And I said to myself, for how long? When they go away, what next? Nothing. Can we make them better? Can we make it better? So we begin to teach. We begin to correct for those who have patience to wait. So we begin to do all of that. They begin to change. You see young men whom before in their family nobody regards them. They are just a part of wahala in the home. But then, after they have gone through the school of HBC, they become different. Those who have ears to hear. Their parents, they are like, the family is like, oh, let us wait for this person. They are having a family meeting. They are waiting for his contribution. Before, nobody regarded him. Why? Because they have seen a change. You have kids. Some of you have kids. When they go to school and come back from school, what do? Welcome. Go and eat your food. And then after his food, you don't know whether he has homework to do or whether he doesn't have homework to do. Then when he finishes eating, he says, I'm going to play football. And then he goes. Who born that kind of pikin? Who born that pikin? He goes to play football. And then he comes back home. Mommy's food is ready. He doesn't ask for permission. He just goes there and begin to wallop the food. And you're looking at her. And you're looking at him. And you say, I am a parent. You are not a parent, though. You are a murderer. Simple. You are not a parent. You are a murderer. Murdering the future of these ones that God has sent to your life to mold and shape and be who they have created to be. So what do? Your son comes back from school. Even if you go to work and come back. When you come back, pull your shirt. Son, come. What did you study in school today? We did ABCD. Come and recite the ABCD for me. They recite. You know what my father used to do for us? To us? when we come back from school like this, particularly the days that he doesn't go to farm. You know, sometimes after planting, the planting season has finished, you know, they go to farm once, you know, in a while. They don't go every day like before. You come from school. As you are coming like this, he's already waiting for you. Before you eat lunch, he will go through your notebook. When my father buys notebook for us, like this one here, he will number it from 1 to the end, so that when you tear one, he will know. Particularly when I don't get my arithmetic right, you know, and then you tear it out, he will know. So when you come like this, first of all, he will check those notebooks to see if you have turned one away. You have to explain it. You must explain it. And then when you now get maths, one wrong, why did you get it wrong? For one you get wrong, 1 cane. For 2 you get wrong, 2 canes. That's how you were brought up. Not only that, my father bought a cane and gave to my teacher. If they come late, or you see them misbehaving in class, I give you the permission, cane them. Not only that, we will be in the class like this, seated, you know, copying something, and somebody will say, Papa is there. And then you turn around, and you see Papa at the window. Nobody asks you to sit well. You will sit well by force. That's how we are trained. That's how we are brought up. And by the grace of God, we haven't disappointed him. So when your children come back from school, what do? Do you help them for their homework? Or you just say, go and meet your mommy? Your children are your responsibility. Nobody else's responsibility. At the end of the day, that is when they become arrow in your hand. That is when you become proud that you have children. Who wants a useless child? His son is the one stealing here. His daughter is the one doing this. Who wants that kind of a child? But you can only have them when you become interested. Your son brings back something. I remember when my daughter was in the secondary school, you know, and then she came back on holidays one day wearing a wristwatch I didn't buy for her. Ask her, I check her. Abby? Me, I am standing there waiting for her to come to check her box. I check her box. And then when she now packed her things, that she's going back to school, she was in a boarding school, I will keep her quiet. She will pack everything. She won't even know what I was going to do. So the moment she's about to enter the car, I say, bring your box down. She will bring her box down. I will check. I need to know. And then she came back home with that wristwatch that day. I asked her, who gave you this wristwatch? He said, his friend. Her friend gave it to her to wear. Number 1, you have broken the rule. The rule is that what you have, you should be satisfied with it. You shouldn't ask anybody to give you. No, it's not allowed. I kept her quiet. I took the wristwatch from her. She left for school. A week after that, I went to her school because I have to verify. A week after that, I went to the school, went to see the principal. The principal was not there. It was the vice principal, that they called. They called the vice, I went there. I saw the vice principal. And I said, Vice principal, I have a problem. My daughter is in your school. Her name is so and so. He said, yes. I said, okay. She came with this watch. I didn't buy it for her. So I want to find out how she came about that watch. The vice principal was shocked. He said to me, is that why you came? I said, yes. He said, I wish all parents are like you. I kept quiet. I said, please, before you call her, call the owner of the watch. So we called the name. They called the owner of the watch. And then I asked. I said, is this your watch? Is it missing? He said, no. Who did you give it to? He said he gave it to Amanda. Why did you give it to her? I just gave it to her to wear. I said, next time, don't give her anything to wear. That one is settled. Then I asked them, go and call her. And then they called her. I said, do you know this young man? Because it's a mixed school. He said, yes. Is he the one that gave you the watch? Yes. She confirmed. You gave the watch to the... Never. Anything I didn't buy for you. Be content with what you have. Be satisfied with what you have. So, why am I saying all this? These are little things we take for granted. We say it doesn't matter. The child will overgrow it. Excuse me. Children don't overgrow certain things. It becomes what? A mindset and a stronghold in their lives. So, be careful. Next. Foundation. We've just talked about it. Noble values, choice. You have a choice in life. Foundation, we just talked about it. Next. Choice. You have a choice in life. Life has no vacancy. Understand that life has no vacancy. There is truth and there is falsehood. There is right, there is wrong. There is God and there is opposition or the devil. You have a choice. We all have choices. So what are you choosing in your life? What is your choice? You are here today, we are not forcing you to do anything. We are not even forcing you to listen. You can take this as a jolly playground. You can also take it as the most serious place you want to be. It's your choice. Life has no vacancy at all. There is no your truth and my truth. There is only one truth. And that one truth is the truth of God. That's what I like to work with. That is what has worked for me. And where you say, this God thing, let us put it aside. No problems. It's your choice. You can put it aside. But your mind has no vacancy. So when you put God aside, something must fill that space. So whatever you choose is what will fill that space. Next slide, please. Why do nations collapse? Why do you think nations collapse? Why do you think empires, the Roman Empire, all other empires collapsed? They had great soldiers. They have great, ammunitions. I said here, nations do not crumble, from lack of weapons. They collapse when values decay. When values are traded, identity is lost. When your values collapse, we will talk about value, not today, some other time we're going to, talk about values itself. So, when values begin to collapse and decay, look at our nation today. Do you think we are being harassed the way we are being harassed because we don't have guns or we don't have military? What do you think went wrong? Exactly. So when this value crumbles, forget it. Your nation begins to die. And that's why we are where we are today. We are not going to talk about value today. It is a big topic for another time. Next, please. Values. Oh,
hey, please, can you help me hold her? I want to check the food on fire.
Can you?
Madam, can't you see that I am busy?
Hello? Can you put down your pen? I'm sure most of you must have seen this. But I want you to watch it again. Go on.
Babe, please, can you help me hold her? I want to check the food on fire.
Madam, can't you see that I am busy? Or does it look like I am playing here?
Okay, no issues at all.
Daddy, we have assignment from school. Can you help us do it?
Can't you kids see that Daddy is busy working hard to pay your fees? Go and meet your mother to do your assignment.
Okay, Daddy. Okay, Daddy.
No, that is not how you spell it. Let me show you.
Mommy, you are the best teacher.
Don't forget that I was your first teacher.
We will never forget. Thank you, Mommy. Daddy, come and play with us. We want to play with you.
I don't have time to play. I am busy. You kids are distracting me. Go and meet your mom to play with you. At least she has the time. I don't have the luxury of time.
Okay, Daddy.
All right, kids. Go find your mom.
Okay, Dad.
There you are. Come here.
Mommy, we asked Daddy to play with us, but he said he is busy. Please play with us.
Sure, my darlings.
They don't understand the sacrifice I am making. I don't know how the kids are doing. I keep calling to check on them, but they don't pick my calls. But I always hear you on the phone with them, making video calls, talking and laughing. Why is that? Remember, I paid their school fees. I built this house. I sacrificed everything for them to be great in life.
You paid their school fees, but I paid attention to their feelings and needs. You built the house, but I built memories with them. When they wanted conversation, you were busy. They stopped coming to you long before they stopped picking your calls. I tried my best to ensure that your children build emotional connection from when they were little, but you kept pushing them away.
I was providing.
You provided money, but children don't bond with money, they bond with moments.
I thought they would understand when they grow up.
They understood. They understood that daddy was not available.
So what do I do now?
You can still try, but now you must earn what you refuse to invest in. You taught them that you were too busy. Now they are busy too.
I thought I had time.
Time does not wait, it moves. Provision is important, but presence is powerful. God is our Father. Imagine if He only provided oxygen but never listened to prayers.
Dear fathers, do not be too busy to father your children, because one day they may be too busy to remember you. Money builds houses, but presence builds homes. Do not trade emotional connection with your kids for career. If you are too busy for your children today, you will be lonely in your old age. So be available to bond with them.
Do you like that? Good. Values. Values are internal standards. They give strength, produce boldness, shape character, and so on. So, even for the young ones who say, well, I am not yet married, you know one thing, for those of you who are not yet married, you are going to marry the most wonderful woman. I tell you. And for those of you who are married, you are going to, rejig your home in such a way that you form such a bond and form such a wonderful foundation for your home to thrive. So this program you are going through is not something that I want you to joke with. Before we, yeah? Okay. All right, thank you. All right. So can you just stand up for a little while, stretch? Just stand up and stretch. All right. You can sit down. Have you taken in something? How has this journey been so far? Do you like it? The next classes are going to be wonderful, I tell you. They are going to be wonderful. Next, please. Next slide. Fulfillment versus wealth. Excuse me. Money is not fulfillment. Assets are not fulfillment. Fulfillment comes from purpose, service, and integrity. That is what fulfillment, how fulfillment comes. Sometimes some people think, oh, I wish I have money. I will be the happiest person on earth. I wish I have this. I wish I have a car. I will be the happiest person on earth. But unfortunately, it doesn't go that way. Have you heard of rich people committing suicide? They have everything money can buy. Yet, they still commit suicide. Because there is emptiness inside of them. They struggle thinking that, oh, just like some, once I have money, oh, my problem will be solved. Oh, once I have a car, oh, my problem will be solved. Oh, once I have a building, oh, my problem will be solved. Life is holistic. It's wholesome. You don't need to be an MD in a boardroom before you say you are happy. Happiness does not come from that. So, next slide, please. Leadership is not just a set of principles that people cram and regurgitate. Leadership is an attitude. It is the quality of our character. You know, people go into all sorts of perversion because they are empty and seeking value, seeking self-worth and purpose in life. All these are found. We find all of these in wholesomeness, like we have seen. You see the man, he had everything. And now, at his old age, he feels lonesome. Assuming the wife is not there, you can imagine how miserable he will be in his house, all by himself. You know? You say, why doesn't he have friends? Listen, let me tell you, sometimes the older you get and the higher you get, the lesser the friends. That's the truth. The number of friends you have as a young person now will not be the same number of friends you will have by the time you are 60 and 50 and so on. No. That's how life goes. So within that period, who do you need most? Your family. Your wife, your children around you. They are the ones that will give you joy. And by the time you hit your 70s and 80s, by the special grace of God, you need them more than anything. You know, one thing, it has been discovered that kills older people, particularly outside of this country, where they are very lonely, is loneliness. Their children go, they don't bother, they don't ask of them. Why? That's the way they raise them. You know, you can live there, you won't even know your neighbor for the next 5-10 years. That's the kind of life. You finish training your children go. If you'll be lucky if once in a while they will call to find out how you're doing. You know? And so you discover that they become lonely. And when they become lonely, they become miserable. And that heart and everything, you know, with the aging and everything, just dismisses them out of earth when they shouldn't be. So that picture, that short video you watched is very important. Make things right if you have not made it right. Next slide, please. Change is possible. Change is possible. Attitudes are learned, and they can be unlearned. Attitudes are learned, and they can be unlearned. Who says that things cannot change? Who told you that? Lasting change begins at the source. What is your source if you want to make a change? Because change doesn't just pop up. Things don't just pop up. You know? Every one of us have a place. We have a place where we anchor our soul. Wherever you anchor your soul, that is where you get your source of life from. So if change is going to come, it's going to come through that source. If as a Christian, you anchor your soul in God and the Word of God, that is your go-to every time. That is the place you should go to. And I always say this. Look, I don't want you to think or to feel that because people have abused the Bible, so put that book there. No. No. The Bible is our manufacturer's manual for us. You see this system here? It has a manual. Everything comes with a manual, right or wrong? Right. Yes, even your phone, it has a manual. So if your phone has a manual and you didn't go through the manual by yourself to understand it, to know what to do, will you know how to operate it? No. If your manual on your phone says put it in the charger, and then it will charge for some time before you can use it because it's a new phone. And you just take the phone and then you begin to, these people, they have sold a bad phone to me. It's not opening. It's not doing this. Meanwhile, you have not charged it. Or you buy, let's say, a generator, a small generating machine. And the manual says, there is a hole there, put petrol inside. You didn't go through the manual. The petrol tank look like any tank. You say, you put water inside. You put it, you cover it, you start it. The generator is not working. You say, they have sold me bad generator. That's what we do to the Bible. People read the Bible, interpret it to us the way they want. And when it doesn't suit, we say, the word of God is not working. I tell you, young people, the word of God works. Once you understand it, there's no book like it. You do not understand it because you don't take your time to read it, to study it. So people read it and come and tell you their own opinion. You go, read it, and get the opinion from the master of the one that gave you the opinion they gave you the mind in the first place. Not what other people say. Discover it yourself. When you now discover it, you will now anchor your soul. That soul you saw in that word. That word will begin to build you. As it begins to build you, you become what? A better person. A better person. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I have practiced it and it is true. So, change is possible. If you have been traveling this road before, it's not good. You can turn around and make it better. Next slide, please. Now, practical formation. This is for you to do. We are coming to the end of our program today. Write the change you want. I will give you a little bit of time. What is that is in you that you think you want to change? Put it down. You are not going to do it here, you just write this and then when you take it home, you begin to go through it. Write the change that you want. Write it down. What do you want to change in your life? What is that thing that is disturbing you? That you want to turn around. You know what it is. I don't know what it is. Write it down. You start small. Take from the smallest one. What is that thing? So, like I said, start small. Start small with those changes you want to do, you want to see. And what are those small changes? In fact, you know what? We said here, number 2, guide your mornings. When you wake up in the morning, when you wake up by 4, we say what? Do what? Find time to read. After praying, communicate with God. Nothing can take that away from you. After that, you do what? You read one chapter of a book. Then after that, what do? You look at your surrounding. Look at your room, your bedroom. Whether it's big or small, it doesn't matter. Just look at your surrounding. You know, tidy it up. Just make those adjustments. Is my shoe the way where it's supposed to be? If it's not, put it right. Look around your room. Listen, let me tell you this. Your room is as clean as you are. Your room is as dirty as you are. No two ways. When you come into your room, your shoe is in Sokoto, your shirt is in Medugri, and then the other one is in Kano. And then you are looking for your boxers. You are asking, where is my boxer? I thought I put it here. That is how your mind is, so scattered. Scattered. And that is why in a day you can't get things together. And you are wondering, what is wrong? And you know what? You will look at these things and you will think they are little things. They are the little foxes that spoil the vine. They are those little things that spoil the beauty in you. You say after all it's shoe now, you just kick your shoe and put it there. You go to the bathroom, you bath, you take your towel, instead of hanging it inside the sun so that breeze can blow it, it can dry, you just leave it on top of your bed. And then you go out. And by the time you pick it, the following day, it's smelling. And you say you are wholesome. No, you can't be wholesome like that. Your stockings, you don't bother to wash your stockings. It will be stinking. To be stinking to high heaven. Let me tell you a short story. My husband is here. He will forgive me. This was before I got married, though. Let me tell you. This was before I got married. Before I even knew my husband. I used to have somebody I wanted to marry. Handsome young man. From a royal family. That is why I say, not everybody from the royal. It's my experience that is noble. From one of the big royal families in Nigeria. We were doing youth service then. Each time he comes to visit me, his shoe will be smelling. Kai! And I will be like, God, what is this? But I like him. But I was young then, I didn't know how to tell him. So I don't get him upset. His shoe will be smelling. So the day I made up my mind, I'm not going out with this man again. I was in Kaduna, he was in Potiskum. He came all the way from Potiskum to come and see me. I refused to open the door. He knocked, pok, 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 pok. Judith, I know you are inside. I kept quiet. And then he got angry and then left and sent me one bitter letter. No problem. That was how the relationship cut. Because his shoes were stinking. So, young people, there are things we take for granted. You don't want to appear somewhere as a wholesome man and the whole place is like, who has just come in? No. Or there's something dead here. Nothing is dead. The shoes are just smelling. You understand what I mean? So these are the kind of things, little foxes that spoil the vine, that you think doesn't matter, but they matter. Because we are talking about wholesomeness. Okay? So, guide your money, manage your money wisely. We have said that before. Add value daily to your life. One chapter a day adds value to you. Learn consistently. Be consistent in learning. Never you be ashamed to say, I don't know this. No, don't be ashamed. We can never know it all. I don't know it all. So never be ashamed to say, teach me. I don't know this. Respect time. This is very valuable. In Africa, we say African time. And that is why Africa is always late in everything. We are last in everything. And that's why we are not progressing. There is nothing like African time. Time is time, and time is the respecter of nobody, including this meeting. These are programs. We are taking note of latecomers. Seriously, this is not a place to come and while away time. No. It's a place for transformation, and that transformation also respects time. You know that at so and so time, I'm going to be in so and so place. Learn. My father taught us that. If you are going somewhere the following day, this morning, this evening, iron your clothes, keep it. Polish your shoes, keep it. Anything you know you are going to use that morning, let it be ready before you sleep. In the morning when you get up, you just make your breakfast, your things are ready, you are there on time. You are there on time. And your respect will be soaring. Now, your environment will be ordered because you are ordered. You complete one task at a time. Little improvements here and there. You can't do everything at the same time, but little improvements here and there. Before you know it, you're a different person. Before you know it, you become a wholesome person. Next, please. Final thought. Do not chase the goal. Commit to the process. And then what? The goal will follow. Once the process is right, the goal will be right. Once the process is right, the goal will be right. Somebody say, I am aiming for that goal, that goal. Don't aim. That's the mistake we make. Just leave the goal alone. Start the process. The process will take you to the right goal. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Thank you. So, this is the making of the wholesome man. And my prayer is that within these 10 months, when people see you, they will see different young men, different African leaders on your way to conquer Africa. It is well.